Hello, hello, welcome, hello. Greetings, come on in. We're going to be doing something really special today with someone really special. We're going to have a special guest who I'm actually going to do some coaching with while she's here, and we're going to explore blocks, how to find them, how to figure out. Hi, pretty lady. Yeah, not so much on the lady part. Sorry to disappoint. Welcome everybody, welcome. Hey, hi Miss Michelle, hi, come on in. We are gonna co-live with another person and chat with another individual. As soon as I get everything all adjusted up here, we're gonna co-live with another person. I don't know why everybody thinks I'm a woman. I'm not. What are we doing? I'm waiting for a special guest who's going to come on, and we're going to co-live, and we're going to be doing some coaching with her and help her to discover, hopefully, and break through some blocks that are holding her back in some success that she's attempting to manifest. They're being trolls. All right, well, I get it. They're just trying to get me to send them a picture of my genitals, and that's not going to happen. I don't want to embarrass them. I don't want them to feel bad about themselves. Nope, you're not late. You're not late, Cindy. We're just getting on. Just getting started. Come on in, everybody. Hey, we're going to get hooked up with our special guest. I'm going to go see if she's on. I'm going to see if I can find her. Hold on. There she is. She's inviting me.
This screen name. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Audrey. And here she is, ladies and gentlemen.
Miss America.
Miscellaneous.
I was binge watching some of your videos yesterday in preparation because I feel like I just see you like come by on my feed, but I'm like, no, let me be intentional. Go check out his work, and I love your videos.
Thank you.
So
Thank you so
helpful.
much. I love, sometimes when I get on like this with people, they get a little nervous and they do the little, the, the like, the, what's the word for it? When you see somebody famous and you're like, you get all nervous.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I always tell them, I'm like, I'm just a regular person. But now it's my
Yeah.
turn because you're so amazing. It's my turn to
Oh.
do a little fanboy stuff and go, oh my gosh, I get to talk to her. So,
Isn't it so funny what even just numbers on social media will do? Like, I remember when I had like 400 followers and I'd look at someone with like 10,000 followers and I'd be like, oh my God, they're famous. They must be doing something so different than me. They must have something I don't like, just weird stuff. And
right.
now I'll go back to people I super admired and like my account has been like soaring past what I thought like making it was. And it's like, it's just all relative and it's all in your mind. And it's just so silly.
So much so. Yeah. I remember I got
Yeah.
the first ever follower was somebody I didn't know, which I didn't expect. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then, you get like 5 in a day or 10 in a day or 100 in a day. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh, wow. I can't wait for the day when I get 1,000 in a day. And, with that
Yeah.
last video I just made, I got 10,000 people in like 4 days. And I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
even 6 months ago, that would have been unfathomable. So yeah, it's amazing
Yeah. That seems to be how
how,
I operate too. Like I'll have like nothing and then it's like 10,000 at a time is like I'll have a video that does it, but it's
mm,
very slow in between. So it's important to not be attached to seeing it grow because there's so many moments where it's like I'll go months without anything. So it is what
right?
it is.
Yes. Starstruck. That's the word I was looking for. My followers are helping
Yes,
me out
it's
over here. So
yeah, Burgess, military friend.
I tell you what, anybody who's on my side who does not know this lady, you need to go find her on TikTok. She's amazing. She sings, and she just lights up my soul every time I see anything that she does. It just gets me jazzed up. In fact,
Wow.
Audrey, did you see the that affirmation video that I just recently did? It was like 2 or 3 videos ago. It was very
I don't think
peaceful, and it was
so. I was
like,
going through your playlists.
oh,
So if
okay,
it was like recent, I might not have seen it. I've been going through
oh,
like
okay.
old deep dive videos.
I went and made that right after I saw you on the live that I saw you on a couple days ago or a week
Oh,
ago.
wow.
So I was
Okay.
like, it just got me jazzed up to go and get all in my affirmation place and go do some
Yeah.
more affirmation kind of stuff.
I
So
love that.
I
Definitely gonna check it out.
yeah, I love how you can so emotionally connect with the song that you're singing.
Hmm.
And I mean, you're just unafraid. You just get in it, right? But
Yeah.
especially when it's something on the positive side, when it's something affirming,
Yes.
you just like, you're all in it. And you just like, it's like
Yes. I
it's just
spent a
a,
long time doing covers and I didn't really realize like how much I was pigeonholing myself until I got on TikTok and started writing my own little creations, and that's when it started transforming my inner world, and then obviously it's connected in some way because others have connected with it, and so it started transforming my social media world too. And yeah, it's just yeah, connection. I'm glad that that comes through because I'm feeling it for sure. I mean, all these concepts have completely changed my world. So anytime I can talk about them, sing about them, write about them, I'm all about it. And it's healing for me just to even be in here. Like people might look at creating TikToks as like, oh, it's a waste of time. What are you doing all day? But it's like, this is my therapy. Like, and
right,
I'm sure for you
right.
too. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. I could
Yeah.
be down and tired and just having a minute day, and I'll get on here live with my followers, and they'll start asking me questions, and I'll start answering them, and we'll start bouncing things off each other, and it's just so energizing. I come alive, and it's
Yeah, that's
that.
my next step is being able to go live because that has freaked me out forever. I think this is like my fourth live in 2 years.
I was going to be like, we're doing a live right now, don't you,
I
Audrey?
know. Like we're doing it now, but it's not a normal part of my routine. So thank you for agreeing to this because I feel like going live with others is helpful to, just get me more comfortable with it. But yeah, the last time I did it, you're right. It's the conversations that come up are just so interesting and
Right,
energizing.
right.
Yeah.
Now, when I saw you live a week ago, you were kind of talking about how you wanted to kind of change up what you did and step out a little more on your own with your own music and not do the session singing as much. And just so everybody knows that's on here watching from my side, this nice lady makes a living singing. She's a what's called a session singer. I don't know if you want to explain that. Um,
Yeah.
but you're looking to break out into your own career, and when you said that, I was like, why aren't you already? I mean, like, I don't
Yeah, right.
understand. I don't understand why you're not like filling stadiums at this point. You're amazing. And
Well, that's what you're here to help me with.
exactly,
Why, Mark?
exactly. Why are you not there yet? So I do have some questions I want
Yeah.
to ask you, but I want
Okay.
you to tell me a bit about your journey, how you got to this point, and how you ended up in the particular lane that you did end up in before we start
Yeah.
probing about where you want to go.
Definitely. And just to answer the question real quick down below, I personally do believe in God, maybe in a little bit of a different way. I know there's a saying that it's like one destination, many paths. Some people call it universe, some people God, some people I believe in a higher consciousness, higher power. So yes, to answer that question.
Okay.
Um
Yeah, and you might see me
moving
like
up
waving. I'm waving to people on my side who are saying hello, and I'm like, I just want to
oh,
acknowledge them, but
cool.
I'm not ignoring you, and I don't want to be distracting.
Love it. Okay, so quick backstory on me. I've wanted to be a singer my entire life. I've always dreamed of doing it, but I was nervous about making a career in it. I didn't think it was possible. It felt really, really hard. So, although I always pursued it in my own way, it was always after hours, like after my real jobs. And
Mm.
so I ended up creating a completely different career in web development. That's what I went to school for. But as luck would have it, some circumstances happened where I couldn't get a job in the field because the recession hit and our house was going through a foreclosure. And it was a really bad time in 2009 during the recession. And so we were kind of forced to sink or swim. My husband's an amazing salesman. So he's like, let's just start selling your web development skills. I was still in school. I'm like, I can't even build a full website at this point. And he's like, I think you'll be okay. And like 3 weeks later, he sold a website for $3,000, which helped us like save our next round of bills. And I ended up just taking that website into class because we had to build a website for the class project. And I was like, hey, teacher, I just landed this thing. I don't know how to do it. Can I use it for my class project? He's like, sure. And so he helped me build our first website. And long story short, that was like year one. And we ended up having that business for 9 years. We hit six figures in year two. We had office space, employees, like it blew up.
Wow.
And I was just sitting in my office one day that, we bought for our business. And I was like, if I could like create this out of nothing and this is my backup skill, like why aren't I trying to do this for my primary love, which is music? Like
Hmm.
even my teacher in school was like, you should not start your own business. You need to go get a job. It's so hard. The web design industry is so saturated. And it's true, it was, but it doesn't matter. And that's when we started to discover law of attraction and affirmations and like just all that stuff, and we use the power of that to make that business soar for that long. And so once I realized that, I was like, okay, enough's enough. Let me try and do this for my music. And so I hustled behind the scenes. I finally decided, I'm 39 now, I decided to do it at 30, and I was a free bird by 30, by 35. I was able to manifest my career. We sold our business, and I was sustaining my bills off of music fully. And that's where we are
Nice.
now. I was able to do that mainly through session work, which I love. I'm obsessed with. It's brought me so many good opportunities. It's where people hire me to sing their songs. So you can hear me in movies and movie trailers and video games and TV. And like, I've done some amazing projects that I'm obsessed with. So happy when I was doing it. But now I'm at a point where I just really crave getting my own music out there. Like I would love to walk into my studio here and write high vibe songs and share them with everybody out there and create a sustainable career out of that. And so I'm back to hustle mode again, where session work is like my thing, and on the side I'm here on TikTok like hustling the high vibe stuff to try to help that take off. So I've set up a few things, like I have a Patreon, I have, a newsletter, I have merch, I have, you can buy my stuff on Apple Music and things like that. But and I have affirmations I do every day. Maybe I can read you one to see if I'm like doing it right. I don't
Okay.
know. So that's where I'm at. So I'm trying to
Great.
get out of that into my own stuff taking off. And yeah, I just need
I,
some
I
help with
don't
it.
know. I don't know if you're prepared, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but I have several requests on my side because people are just meeting you
Okay.
for the first time. Of course, they want to hear you
Okay.
sing. If you don't mind to
Okay.
sing a little something.
Yeah, how about I know there is a rainbow for me to follow to get beyond my sorrow. Thunder, it meets the sunlight, and I'll be alright if I can find my rainbow's end. So that's like a softer. Maybe I can sing one of my like affirmation songs, like a little. It's like, I'll wake up in the morning, it's my time to
There you
rise
go.
and shine. Count my blessings, do some stretching, yes, this day it will be mine. Every
Hmm.
word that I speak, every action that I take brings me closer to my purpose, yes, my future I create. It's a long game, but I won't lose my way. Today's a good day for miracles to come my way.
Hmm. I
The
love
affirmation
that.
song.
I love that.
Yeah.
That was freaking amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, when you get in
Thank
that,
you.
when you get in that in that like gospel belting it out
Yeah.
vibe. Oh, that just
My mom's always
oh
been like that too. She's like, "Don't bore us, get to the chorus." She's like, "Hurry up and sing some big notes." I'm like, "Okay, okay." So
yeah.
yeah, it's fun and
People
yeah.
over here are like, yes, I would play that every morning. Wow, any links to our material? Yes.
Oh
They're
wow, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's on my main profile, and part of my shtick too right now is I rewrite existing songs that I personally can't resonate with the lyrics. No shade against the existing songwriters, but it's a lot of like, the club music where it's booty popping and twerking and stuff like that. And it's I love the music, but like the lyrics I can't personally relate to. And so I rewrite songs to be high vibe. So you'll see that on my channel
Awesome.
too. And then my
Awesome.
own personal music is like high vibe affirmations. That song is the affirmation song. It happened just, yeah, instead of writing my affirmations one morning, I decided to come on TikTok and sing them. And that was my first viral video. I'm like, okay, people like affirmations. And so do I. So why don't I just
Yeah.
combine my love of high vibe and music and, make it a thing?
Yeah. Yeah. When I first got on TikTok, I had no intention whatsoever of being a manifestation coach at all. I
Mm,
mean, I was straight personal development, like from a Tony Robbins kind of perspective, right? And
yeah.
then I did that manifestation video that one day, and that was the first big video that I ever did. The one where I was kind of
Mm,
on a little coffee and I was a little angry at
yeah.
some manifestation videos I had just seen that I thought were wrong. And I was like, ah, and that was it for me. Then I found my
I
niche.
love that.
I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah.
what is your TikTok name? It's Audrey Callahan
Yeah,
Music?
Audrey Callahan music.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Audrey Callahan Music, you
Yes.
guys. Go find her. You'll be so, so glad that you did.
And then can they see your screen name on here too? Or no, you have to say it?
Your
Recalculator.
people should be able to see my screen name. Yes,
Okay,
Recalculator.
perfect.
Yeah. Um,
Perfect. Hi, Veronica. Sorry, my best friend just joined.
it's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have a bunch of people in and out too. So I want to
Cool.
concentrate on you though, and so you want to
Okay.
take this to your own music. On the
Yes.
previous live that I saw you on, I gave you um, "Our Deepest Fear" by Marianne Williamson. And you
Mm-hmm.
said you had read it. What was your
Yes.
reaction when you read that?
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, you know truth when you hear it. So
Right,
just reading it, it resonated with me. I immediately lifted up my palms. One of my mentors taught me that, like when you feel something, like open up your palms, like accept the energy, like bring it into your soul. I feel like every time I read something, like that, it just takes you to that next level in tiny notches. So thank you for
right.
sharing that with me.
Oh, you're welcome.
And yeah, um, I'm trying to think because part of it was saying like our greatest fear is that we will be powerful beyond measure, and
That we
maybe in like
are,
a
yeah.
root yeah, maybe there's like a root part of me that feels that. But I feel like I've always loved the spotlight. Like I'm such a ham. I've
Okay.
been putting on shows since I was like two. I love, I'm a social butterfly. I'm a Gemini. I love all that kind of stuff. I love performing. So I do love getting out there and I feel like I could be a good role model for people and I could, relate
Mm-hmm.
with them and help them. So I'm trying to figure out what is it? Yeah, like what
Okay.
is there's something in there
Right.
that's definitely holding me back. I mean, part of it, I have a fear of going live. I have um
Well, if you
because it's
love
more
being in the
raw.
spotlight, why do you have a fear of going live? How does that? I don't.
Because it's more raw, I think. If you look at my feed, it's very curated. Like I love
Mm,
sitting in my studio and like creating things and like making art. And
okay.
I feel like I have to always be entertaining. And so like my feed is very entertaining, but I'm like, can I just show up in a TikTok and be like, hi guys, hope you're having a good day. Okay, bye. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's not good enough. It needs to entertain and, you know, so there's obviously something going on there.
You think? Yes. Uh, so the fame aspect doesn't bother you, like walking around out in public and people being like, "Oh, there's Audrey! Oh my gosh, can I have your autograph?" That doesn't bother you at
No,
all.
No, I love it. I travel overseas quite a bit, and I just did a show over in Colombia, and it's like that over there. They're very doting, and it's the selfies and the autographs and people with their hands in the window as you're trying to drive away, and I think it's adorable. I love giving hugs and pictures and connecting with people, making them feel special, and yeah, no, I'm cool with that part.
That's
It's the
good.
perfectionist aspect, I guess. And
Yeah.
that's why I fell in love with recording because I can control it. And I started to get nervous. The more was in my studio, the more I got nervous performing out live because I'm like, I can't control what happens out there. So there's
Okay.
definitely a perfectionist aspect.
Okay. Where does that come from? The perfectionist aspect. As a child,
Hmm.
I'll borrow a page out of Tony Robbins' book. Tell me a little bit about your childhood growing up as far as like who uh, parents, just the most basics of your situation without getting too far.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because literally as you said that, I'm like, oh, that's where it comes from. My family is all like well decorated, military, chiefs, doctors,
Mm,
very smart. They all have degrees. I'm the first one that dropped out of college to be a musician. um, so
okay.
that whole thing. They're very like on paper, they look amazing, and they were great parents as well. But,
Okay,
so that's
so
probably
the
where it comes from.
military background, both parents or just one?
Both. One got out very early, but he worked for the military, my dad. And
Okay.
my mom was the one who did the longer, but yeah, both kind of military.
Okay.
Yeah.
So was that military discipline aspect, was that brought into your home or was it
Definitely.
definitely, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I always had to be on time, had to keep a clean home. Like even on the weekends, like we'd have field days where, she'd have us come out and like it mirrored military life, even if we weren't in the military. It was still in a loving way, but very structured.
Very structured. It's a nice way to put
Yeah.
it. It was very structured. Lovely way to put it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
which of your parents, and if at any point I ask you a question, of course, that you don't feel comfortable answering, don't answer it. Um,
Okay.
but which of your parents did you crave love from more? Not which one did you get it from more, but which one did you
Yeah.
want it from more?
Definitely my mom.
Okay.
My older sister and my mom are very similar. They pursued similar paths, similar interests. Also, my sister was a bit more of a troubled child when we were growing up. So she
Mm.
got a lot more of the attention. And so, yeah, I'd
Ah,
say definitely my mom.
okay. But she got attention for not being perfect.
Troubled. Yeah.
Yes, right?
For not being perfect. Yeah.
But probably not the right kind of attention. Um,
Right.
so, who
Right.
did you have to be as a child to get attention from your mother?
Um, I was always the peacekeeper in the family and just the happy-go-lucky, bubbly. I feel like, I mean, I was like that from birth. There's like stories of my sister when I was like 2. She was making pancakes for everybody, and there's like a pile of burnt ones. And my mom's like, "Oh, are you throwing those in the trash?" She's like, "No, those are for Audrey." And I'm like, "Thank you." Like I was kind of like she was young too. She's only 2 years older than me. But little stories like that, like she would let me out and then tell on me for running away when I didn't know any different. Like she would just like kids stuff. Um, but yeah, I was always, I guess, looked at as like the peacekeeper, the happy-go-lucky one, that kind of
Okay.
stuff, and that would garner praise, of course. I'm
Okay,
revealing
so
a
you
lot
so
to a
you
lot of
got
strangers.
so you got you got praise for being happy-go-lucky and not for
Yeah.
adhering to the perfection standards.
No, that was just expected. Yeah.
Okay,
Is Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
so apparently, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're very comfortable or were very comfortable as a child with the expectation of perfection.
Yes. Yeah. It was
Okay.
just how like you lived life, I felt. Like it's just a
And you just
standard.
thought everybody was
Yeah.
like that. It was just a natural thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So even if I met other people that were like different than that, I'm like, whoa. Like,
Wow. This is
yeah.
this is interesting because you feel natural. I mean, it's making sense to a point.
Yeah.
Uh, what do you think your audience would think of you if you weren't perfect?
Ooh, that's the scary thing about social media is you see, you hear, you know what the interesting thing is, you hear about trolls and like all this negative stuff happening. I've never personally really gotten it in all this time. I have 155,000 followers and everybody is so nice. And I guess I'm just, um, yeah, if I post something imperfect, I don't know. I guess maybe I'm worried about trolls. I don't know.
And what would a
It
troll
just,
mean?
Um, yeah, like negative comments.
Okay.
I hate just being in a negative space in general. And so like having something gain attention for the wrong reasons and having to deal with that, I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to respond to people. And like my husband would say, just delete, anything that's bad, but don't let that hold you back from showing imperfect moments. Like someone on here was like, you should show us your process. Like just hop on while you're making a song. I'm like, imagine that concept. But like my process like sometimes is just so wacky. Like the notes like yeah aren't perfect and I'm like, oh, that didn't work, that sounds terrible, and I'll like do something again. It's like showing the whole world that is kind of nerve-wracking.
Okay. So if somebody made a negative comment, and they used to bother me too, so I know where you're coming from. I feel
Mm-hmm.
you on that one.
Good to know.
And I still get them. But there was a very specific video that I did where I was talking about manifestation, and somebody came on and made a comment, and they said, "Why don't you try manifesting losing some weight?" Ha 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 ha. I made a response
Oh my
video though, and I
god.
said, um, in the response video to that comment, I said, I've got two ways that I can take this comment. And since I don't know this person, I really don't know the way in which it was intended. I could
Mm-hmm.
make a guess. I could interpret this comment, in a couple of different ways, and it's my choice how I'm going to interpret this comment. And I said I can take it the way it might have been intended, which was to be mean and to, poke at me and my weight issue, and or I can see it as an encouraging suggestion. Why don't you try manifesting losing some weight? You're talking about manifestation. Have you ever tried using that in your weight loss efforts? An
Mm-hmm.
amazing suggestion because I hadn't ever tried that. And then the ha 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 is just a celebration of this aha moment that I'm having. So I can take this as a negative comment meant to hurt me, and I can allow it to hurt me, or I can interpret it as a positive comment and I can choose whether or not it can touch me, right? So that's the part to keep in mind with people who are trying to be negative in your space, is that they don't automatically have permission to hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
You have to allow that. Okay? Nothing from your past, nothing from your present, nothing negative can hurt you unless you allow it to hurt you,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
So true.
going forward, as you put yourself out there, you're not always going to be perfect. And whatever you put out isn't always going to be great. And that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to not be perfect. It's okay to not be great. It's okay to not be amazing all the time. Not every video I make is got a million views.
Yeah.
Um, and I'll sit down and I'll craft a video and spend time on it, and I'll think, oh my gosh, this is the most brilliant thing ever, this is going to be amazing, and it barely ekes out 1,000 views. And then something else, I'll just
Same.
barf it off the cuff, and it's got you know however many tens of thousands of views. So you never know what's going to
Yeah.
resonate. All you can do is just put
Take
yourself out there and be authentic. Which
mm,
version of you is more authentically you? The happy-go-lucky one or the perfectionist one?
yeah. Is that rhetorical or
No, that's a real question. Which one is
I
more authentic?
oh well definitely the happy go lucky. That's my
Okay.
normal state is yeah, like even when I'm hanging out with my husband, like if someone cuts us off, like my go-to is like, oh, well, maybe they have an emergency or like maybe something's going on. He's like, can you ever just like
Right?
get like maybe they're just an asshole. I'm like, well, like I don't know, like
Could
but they're
be.
both obviously in me. They are both definitely in
Yeah.
me from a young age. There's so many stories of me just like go like I don't know, I've just been like that. But then, yeah, the perfectionist. It's like the two
Awesome.
wolves. You know what they say? The
Yeah.
two wolves are inside you. Like, which
Mhm.
one's gonna win? It's the one you feed the most. So I need to
Exactly.
not
Exactly.
feed the perfectionist one so much.
Right. I was just recently talking about how we build a tiny version of other people in our minds, right?
I saw that
Um,
one. Yeah.
yeah, that's the one it's going to go a million views. It'll be my first video to go a million views, and that's the one that's
Oh
gotten the
my
most.
God! Congrats.
Thank you. It should happen in the next day or two, but
Oh, that's so cool.
it's also the one that's gotten the most negative comments. It's the one that's been the
Mm,
most divisive and explosive and polarizing in many ways.
yeah.
But that is exactly the point of that video, is that
Mm,
everything is filtered through the lens of our experience and everything only has the meaning that we give it,
mm,
right? So
so true.
as you go through this life and you decide who you want to be each and every day when you get up, and you decide how you're going to show up in this world, and you decide, it's up to you to realize that you don't have to let other people hurt you, because they're not even trying to hurt you. They're not even talking to you. They're talking
Mm,
to what you represent.
mm,
They're talking to the version of you that lives in their head.
yeah.
They're talking to their own shortcomings. So when they get on your channel and they see you going out there and living your best life and chasing your dreams, perfect or otherwise, and it makes them have to face the fact that they're not chasing theirs and they're living a life that is less than they could be, they're not going to accept personal responsibility for that. They're
Yeah.
going to project, and they're going to interpret your success as an attack on them and an attack on everybody who's not successful, and they're going to come at you. But they're not coming at you. They're coming at their own.
An ideology.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're coming at themselves for not getting up out of their own way. Okay, number one. So uh, when it happens, and as you go forward, it will happen. Just understand that they're not coming at you. So, and I've
Right.
always said that, but until I made this most recent video, there was never a more clear demonstration to me of the truth of that until I saw these
Yes.
comments. Everything from "I'm psychotic" to "Oh my God, this is the most amazing video on TikTok ever," and everything in between. And
Yeah.
when I started seeing that, I was like, okay, it's really true. I can now let this go. I'm so glad that I made that video for myself, because it enabled me to let go when people
Yeah.
make negative comments. Now, I understand why you feel that way. It's hard to let go, because it's one thing to think they're not talking to me, they're talking to their own shortcomings, their own trauma, their own whatever. But I'm
Yeah.
the one that has to read it, and it's on my profile, and it's on my song, and my
Right.
product, and my heart, and my soul, right? But
Yeah.
uh,
I
let
do
me
like what
ask.
you said though. Like it. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You first.
Um, just I liked hearing about your experience with it, how you firmly believed it, but then you experienced it and you had those
Mm,
emotional pain bodies that came up and that might have been a little bit triggered and you
mm-hmm.
worked through it and were able to get on the other side and Yeah, I feel like that's just it. That's like the main point is that you can know something by reading it, but once you experience it and get to put it to work, then you can really like solidify it in your being. So it's
Yes.
like it's something I have to go through to
Yes.
get to the other side. And I feel like it did a little bit. I had on YouTube Shorts a video hit 6 million views in like 3 days and brought over like the world of opinions.
Uh-huh.
And I couldn't work for an entire day because I was just on there like like responding to people and getting worked up over the things they were saying. And then eventually I was like, woosah, like they don't mean it, it's fine. And then the real nasty ones I would just delete. And so I got like a little taste of it. And so, and I didn't die. I'm here, you know? Like, so what's the big deal? Like,
Just
it's gonna
realize that
happen.
there's something inside of them that needs healing.
Yeah,
And that's why they're saying it. It has nothing to do with you whatsoever.
right.
Did you happen to see the girl that was on America's Got Talent that sings on YouTube and she made a song out of all of her negative comments?
Yes. Yes, that's such a great idea. And I should. I
Right?
should hold on to some of those and like maybe make a healing song out of it or
There
something. Be
you
like, it
go.
seems like you may need some help with self-love. Here's a song about self-love.
Right?
Like maybe
Right?
let's start doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That the video that I made, that first one where I got the why don't you try manifesting losing some weight comment. I still remember the screen name. I know who it is. I'm not going to say it because I'm not out to get them. I really love that person. When I made that response video, it took a while, but they did eventually like my response to them.
Look at that.
So
Changing the world one response video at a time.
that
That's
made me
cool.
feel good. Um,
Yeah.
but recognize that it has nothing to do with you, and it's all about them. And that's what it is, a desperate cry for attention or healing or jealousy or whatever their issue is. It's
Right.
something in them and it has nothing to do with you. So when you read that, and you're right, it's one thing to know it here, it's another thing to know it here in your heart.
Yeah.
But that the weight one was the first one for me where I definitely, when I first read that comment, I was like, there was an emotional moment there that was legit. And then I was like, but why? I know better.
Yeah.
Let it go. And I made the video, and it's been since that video, whatever the date of that video was, until now, and this video that I just made, it has been a process. And I've had to walk through a lot of comments, and I've written a lot of angry responses and then deleted them and said, okay, what's the right
Yes, same.
response? Right? Doesn't it?
Same. It's
So,
like, who do I want to be in this moment? Like, this
yes,
isn't me. Like,
yes.
delete.
My
Yeah.
real day job, I'll give you this point too, and then we'll move forward. My real day
Okay.
job, I'm a trainer for an insurance company, and part of what I train sometimes are call center representatives. And sometimes we get angry callers where we work. And I tell them, anybody can lose their cool and yell back at an angry caller. The victory is in keeping your
Mhm.
cool and helping them out and getting them to apologize at the end of the call. But really, it goes deeper than that. When you get up in the morning, you have an opportunity to choose that day, who am I going to be? Who am I?
Mhm.
How am I going to show up in this world today? And when you get in that situation on that phone call where somebody yells at you and you feel like you're about to lose it, just think of it this way. You are about to hand control of who you are to somebody else.
Mhm. So
It is no
true.
longer your
And it
choice.
doesn't feel good. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
it just
You're giving away your
yeah.
power to somebody else and you're letting them determine who you are.
Mm.
So, are you going to be that person, or are you going to let somebody else decide who you are?
Yeah, I love that.
So, you can take that moment of grr, but then erase it and then go, no,
Yes.
I'm going to choose who I'm going to be in this moment, and I'm going to love this person in spite of themselves.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because
and take it as a writing prompt for a new song. Opening
exactly,
my door.
all of your activity on your videos, all of your comments are good. They're all boosting your videos. Even the people that come on my videos and say, I hate this, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen, they're helping my video. I had a lady
Yeah.
complain, it's like, why is TikTok showing me this? I'm like, because you keep interacting with it. Stop interacting with it.
Yeah.
But I'm not interacting. I'm like, she did like 8 more comments, and I'm like, stop. That's all you have to do is just stop. And she wouldn't.
Totally.
Back to you.
Real quick. Hi, Denny. And I wanted to comment on there's like a Bow Wow Bill or something who was saying all kinds of
Yes.
cool comments, enlightened comments that I really liked. And shout out to Burgess, who is a 911 dispatcher. I can only imagine the type of conversations that you
Mm,
have to
that's,
engage in and the type of cool you have to maintain.
yeah,
um, yeah, and then I have two questions. One of them is regarding my affirmations.
sure.
Like I'd love to read one to you and see if I could improve that for my next
Hmm.
stage. And then when it comes to the marketing aspects of TikTok, like I know a big way that people get out there is they just reshare their same video over and over and over. And I feel like I'm bothering people if I'm doing the typical marketing tactic. So like I'll share my song once and then I'll never share it again because I'm like, oh, they've already seen it. And like, I've done the tactic once with the affirmation song, and the first time I shared it, it got like 60,000. The second time, it was like 220, and the third time is when it hit 1 million. So I've seen it work, but I'm so nervous to like do all the marketing tactics because I'm like, I don't want to bother people. I don't want to spam their feeds. I don't want to. So it's like, how do I
I
get
don't do
ahead?
any of them. I don't
You
use
don't do
trending
marketing
music.
tactics?
I don't use
Okay,
trending
okay.
music. I use some hashtags, but I use the same 5 hashtags on every single video that I make, no matter what it's about. Maybe I'll add an extra one or two if it's something a little bit different. I don't,
Okay.
um, I don't repost. I don't do 3 a day. I've actually found the opposite to be true. If I post something that's doing well and then I post another video after it, the one that was doing well stops. And if
Ah,
I don't
interesting.
post, it keeps going.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I sometimes will let things ride 2, 3 days before I post anything else. Um,
Yeah.
and if
So,
I
moral of the
post it,
story, it goes back to just being authentic and do you. And
yes,
what's meant to come to you will come to you. Your best and highest good will always unfold as long as you're
exactly,
showing up as your authentic self.
exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, there's
Yeah.
only been
All right.
one
That makes
video
sense.
that I've reposted. It with book recommends, and people keep asking for it. But anyway, your affirmation. What's your
Oh,
affirmation?
yeah. So I've heard that you're not so. I think you actually talked about this about stop manifesting money. And
Uh-huh.
I've been like a big money manifester in the past and it's worked for me, but maybe it's my intention is different or I'm doing it in a different way that maybe typically people who try to manifest money maybe aren't doing it right. So it's worked for me in the past, I felt, but I also combine it with like my why or what, you know, more than just the money. Anyway, so I'm trying to get to my next level. This is just one of them. I do the 369 method, so I have like it's like I have a whole book of like it's the same kind of affirmation written in a bunch of different ways. So like one of them would be I am ecstatic and excited to get out of bed every day because I inspire hundreds of thousands of people with my original music, which in turn easily earns me $10,000 a month or more. So that's the basis, and I write it in a bunch of different ways. It's always about
Okay.
inspiring people with my music and then the amount of money after.
Okay.
What do you think?
I am not a fan of manifesting a specific amount of money the way most people do it. And there's a reason for that. I am a huge fan of an abundance mindset. Money
Okay.
from everywhere. I have several videos about my relationship with money. Very much all about abundance mindset, very much about, goal setting, what you just said, the goal that you just set. I see nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
For most people, manifesting money, the energy is not in the money. The energy is what they would do with the money. The energy is in the paying of the bills or the buying of the new car or the whatever. And so I tell people, just manifest the thing you want. And as part of the manifestation, the universe will bring you the money that you need for the new car. You don't need to manifest $5,000 for a down payment on a new car. Just manifest the new car. and whatever's needed for the down payment will show up as part of that process, right?
Got
So
it.
that's
Okay.
that's where I'm don't manifest money. But what you just said is fine. The only thing I would change is change hundreds of thousands to millions.
Okay. I wasn't sure if because right now I can believe easily hundreds of thousands. When I say millions, I'm like, okay, it's believable, but it feels far. So I wonder if like my root feelings mess it up and I'm like, I got to do something more attainable. But just go for the big one. Just say millions, even if it feels far for me right now.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And so it
I,
is.
I I hate to keep going back and telling long-winded stories about myself because I wanted this to be about you. January 8th,
No, it's great.
I had been on TikTok for 9 months. I had 503 followers. And I got up one day and I thought, I tried everything. I tried all kinds of different stupid things. You go back and see the really old videos with the little finger puppets and all kinds of weird stuff I tried,
Same. I
right?
privated all those weird videos though.
And then January 8th, I got up and I said, I know how to do this. I know how to do this. What am I doing? I know how to do this. And I set a goal to have 500,000 followers by the end of the year.
Okay.
I had 500. And a couple days later, had just seen a bunch of videos on manifestation, and I didn't like them. They were all convoluted and full of hoo-ha and wackiness and ceremony and stuff that didn't need to be there. And like I said, I was a little mad at that, and I was a little jacked up on caffeine, and I did that manifestation doesn't work video, and
Yeah.
that was the first one that blew up, and it brought me, I don't know, 3 or 5 thousand people in the next few days. And it's just been going from there. And I just keep raising the bar on my little interim goals on the way to the 500,000 by the end of the year. In March, I was at 40,000 or something. And on a live, I said, okay, watch this. I'm going to set an intention. I'm going to manifest the way I manifest right here in front of you on this live, 50,000 by the end of March. Okay.
Hmm.
And then it was like a week later, I shot up to 43 right after that. And then I got scared. I got scared. I was like, holy crap, this is really going to happen. I'm going to have all these people and they're going to want stuff. They're going to want material. They're going to want classes. They're going to want coaching. I don't have a website. I don't have nothing for these people.
Hmm.
And I consciously shut it down because I was scared. And I was stuck
Hmm.
at 43 for 3 months. And then I turned it back on. I said, okay, I'm ready. I got my website. I got my couple little free things there. I got some plans for some classes coming. Okay, I'm in a good place. I can turn it back on now. And I turned it back
Yeah.
on and I made the video that's about to go to 1 million right
Yeah.
after I turned it back on. So,
Yeah, it's so true. Like I have stories like that too, and it's like I've seen the proof is in the pudding. Like, why don't I just commit?
okay,
You know?
exactly. So you know it worked. It's
Yeah.
not a matter of
It's like I'm scared it's
belief.
not going to work one day, and then I won't believe it, and then it'll never work again.
Okay, but you know it works for things big and
Yeah.
small, right?
Yeah.
You've done it 100 times, 1 million times. So why not millions? Let me ask you that. Why not millions? Why not you?
Right. Yeah.
No, I'm
There
asking
is
you.
a
Why
reason.
not?
I think because I felt like I had to like really feel like it was right around the corner, like something that I really felt in my bones. It'd be easier to visualize and manifest, but it's like saying I'm gonna land on the moon one day. It's like I don't really believe it, so then I feel like it's not gonna connect.
There
But
is
yeah,
an
I can
element of
see.
belief in there. It needs
Yeah.
to be on some level believable. So sit down. I would urge you to sit in a quiet place, do a little meditation, and think, what is a believable number that's more than 100,000,
Hmm.
but less than 1 million that you could put for
Yeah.
a number of followers? or a number of whatever. I mean, you got 6 million views on a video on
I
YouTube.
know.
You got 3 million views on
Yeah.
a video here on TikTok. How can you not
Yeah.
believe millions? How?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess because it's like social media, it's usually like a lot of times it's like passer buyers. Um, when I'm imagining when I say fans, I mean people who like fully engage, like they buy my music, they buy my merch, my CDs, they become
Okay.
patrons. They like it's like that next step, like
Okay.
hundreds of thousands of like patrons and people who consume my
So
stuff more than scroll over
hundreds
time.
of thousands. What does your affirmation say? Hundreds of thousands of what?
Um, So one of them, let's do this one. I am ecstatic and excited to get out of bed every day because I inspire hundreds of thousands of people with my original music.
Okay.
In
Inspiring
turn,
hundreds
earns
of
me.
thousands has nothing to do with them giving you money. Okay.
So the next line is,
You've already inspired millions. You inspire millions upon millions.
that's true.
If you
That's
want
true.
raging fans in the hundreds of thousands, that's a whole different thing.
So the very next line I say, I inspire hundreds of thousands with my original music, which in turn easily earns me $10,000 a month or more. So does that connect it more? Or do I need to get more specific or less specific?
I'm leaning toward less. I would take out the
Okay.
10,000 because that seems an easily attainable number.
Yeah,
That's
that's
only
why I picked it
That's
because I
only
was like,
six
I can do
figures.
that.
That's barely cracking six
Yeah.
figures. So,
Yeah. And I don't make that yet with my
and I
music.
think
So,
hundreds of thousands of people would bring you way more money than that. If you had hundreds of
yeah.
thousands of raging fans that dearly loved you, they
Yeah.
would bring you a whole hell of a lot more money than that.
Yeah.
So what is it that you want to do with that money? What kind of lifestyle does that give you? What does your life look like when you get to that point?
That's a
What
good
kind of
one.
house do you live in? What kind of car do you drive? Where are you doing concerts?
Yeah.
Rather than what would be a point or a happening, an event that would say to you, I've made it. This is my dream achieved. Or this is my dream being achieved. What event would that be?
Um, it would be, I feel like a few of them. Not doing session work anymore, fully financially
Okay.
sustained without the session work. But if I had to pick like one thing, like a big goal of mine is to open for like a Tony Robbins seminar or Deepak Chopra or Gary Vee or something like that, of a high paid performance. I have one of it on my, yeah, it's on my vision board. But yeah, a high paying,
Okay.
high profile performance like Tony Robbins or something like that, where I'm singing the affirmation song to like their massive audience, like getting paid really well to do it. And I'm booked all the time doing stuff like that, like flying around to high vibe events like that
Awesome.
with, people
Okay.
know my name. They're like, oh, there she is. I'm like, I'm a hand in hand with the high vibe community, like that kind of deal.
I
Traveling.
love that. I love that.
Yeah.
All right. So envision that.
Okay.
Okay. So envision when you're sitting quietly meditating or when you're feeling good, just sit and close your eyes and see yourself on that stage singing that song and look out on a crowd of however many people you think are there, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 people, and see yourself in that moment and feel how amazing that feels. And
I'm literally getting chills as you say that.
focus on focus on creating that moment.
Okay.
Because right now, what your affirmation is talking about are the results of that moment, not the moment. And it's truly the moment that you want. It's truly where the energy lies, is in the moment. That's why I say don't manifest the money, because it's really not about the money. It's about what the money will buy you. It's about the lifestyle it will provide. It's about what you did to get that money, right? So what is it that's really your focal point, that really has your energy and your heart and mind and soul, that you really dearly want? And it's that moment on that stage.
Mm-hmm.
So focus on that, manifest that.
Okay. All right.
So all of your social
Makes a lot of
media, all
sense.
of your other activities are just making you more and more famous and leading you to that moment, right? And that moment is just the beginning of the career that you want. That's how you know that you are finally on that career that you want, is when you get that moment, right? And you can bet the first time I'm having a live event someplace with thousands of people, you're going to be on my stage opening for me. That's for darn sure.
All
Um,
right. Yes. I would love that.
but focus,
Thank you, Variant. Sorry,
see
real
that.
quick. I see your comments, Variant. Thank you very much for the kudos and for all your insights and positive juju. So thank you, Variant. But okay, I really like that. I have not yet focused on that specifically, even though that's like,
Well, you said it's on
yeah,
your
looks like
vision
I made
board,
it.
right?
High vibe, high paying performances. Yeah.
Okay. I would get, who do you specifically want to open for? I would find somebody, an actual speaker
Gary V.
that, oh, that,
He has I forget
love
what the name
him.
of his series is, but every year he has a big conference. He just started doing it. I think maybe he's only done it 3 times or something, but yeah, the people that go to that are very
Yeah,
much love all that type of,
yeah,
yeah, music.
do that.
Okay.
See yourself on stage and then see Gary Vee coming out at the end of your set, or see Gary Vee introducing you.
Okay.
See him introducing you and just raving about you. And it's like, oh my God, you guys are in for such an incredible treat. This lady is amazing. This is,
Yeah.
forget everything I'm teaching you for these 3 days. This is going to be the highlight of your seminar right here. Please
Yeah.
welcome
Okay.
Audrey Callahan.
Oh, I'll practice my thank you, Gary. I'll practice that speech on my microphone.
Do it.
Variant, yes, you may offer suggestions. Bow Wow, how do you support? Thank you. There's a link in my bio to my Patreon. That's my biggest support right now is my Patreon. And I offer behind the scenes content there. I do private concerts there. I send snail mail, like I actually do handwritten letters for certain tiers. I send like I live on a
Wow.
crystal ranch and I'll drop like a crystal from my ranch in there and lots of stuff. So Patreon would be at number one, but there's lots of other ways. There's a donation button there. There's buying my music. It's all link in bio. So thank
I
you.
need to learn from you.
Um, oh yeah.
No, I do, because since I begun, I've been like, you know what? All I care about right now is helping people. I just want to
Yeah.
educate and help people. I said, if I do that, the money will come. But I really don't know
Yeah.
anything about how to make the money come. I'm, I have
Yeah.
no idea. And I see all these other people who are making it happen. I'm like, yeah, maybe I
Yeah.
should be a little more
It's like
concerned with
that
that.
saying from that movie, if you build it, they will come. Like you just have to
Right?
create the different avenues for the universe to send it to you.
Right?
Yeah, there's lots of different ways that you could do it. And I'm sure
Okay.
even if you follow others in your field, I'm sure it sounds like you got like your freebies set up and things like that.
I I have some free stuff over there. Yeah, I don't.
That's
I
cool.
ask for their email address, but I have no follow up email marketing at all.
I'm the same.
I I hate that stuff. I hate it with a
I
passion, and
know.
so I won't do it to people.
Yeah.
Um, but anyway, you.
Well, moments like this, like coaching, I think would be like your biggest, like hire me for a one-on-one session. This was really therapeutic and helpful, and I love the shifts that I've had, and people would love to
I
have coaching
appreciate
sessions
that.
with
I
you, I'm
appreciate
sure.
that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
Let me ask you a couple more questions. Beyond
sure.
being an opening act for a speaker, what's beyond that?
I love to create. I thrive off of creating messages around human emotions and experiences that may be tough to deal with, or it's shifting someone from out of their power to into their power. Because I know what it was like wanting to be a singer one day and making money in everything but singing, and it just being really depressing and thinking it may never happen for me. Like, I couldn't even watch award shows or documentaries about singers because I would just bawl my way through them because I'm like, I want it to be me. So I get what it feels like. So I'm really passionate about writing about that kind of stuff. So if I can be supported, just coming into my studio and connecting with people. And I got a song request the other day where someone was going through something real tough, and the song just like flew out of me for that person, and she loved it. And now, oh, make it a full song. I love that. If I could just come in here and like music therapy, create stuff for people and be sustained by that while traveling and opening up for high vibe events, like that's the ultimate goal.
So living your best life, being your most authentic self is
Yeah.
what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
Yeah.
And as you do that, people are going to be jealous and they're going to say mean things. It's
Mm-hmm.
not because of you, it's because of them. And
Yeah.
once they say it enough, I mean, just give them love back. Gary Vee will tell you that. Gary Vee has
Yeah.
videos. Go and look at some of his videos. And by the way, his name is Gary Vaynerchuk. Vaynerchuk.
Yeah.
People on my site are asking, who's Gary Vee? I'm like, how do you not know
Oh
Gary Vee?
yeah.
How do you know me
Well,
and not know Gary
he's more
Vee?
on the business side. Like
Yeah,
Tony Robbins would be another because he's like
yeah,
spiritual high vibe. Gary Vee's more on the business side, but I
yeah.
still love that.
So
Yeah.
if you, um, where was I before I stopped and said that?
Oh, sorry, I interrupted
What
too.
was I saying?
About the negative comments. If I look at some
Oh,
of
the
Gary
negative
Vee's
comments.
videos, yeah.
Yeah. If you um, just either ignore them or respond to them in kind with love. That's what helped me. Is
Mm,
if I really needed that emotional moment, then I would write the nasty response and then I would erase it and then I would stop and I would say, okay, now who do I really choose? Who do I really want to choose to be in this moment? What kind of person do I want to
yeah.
be here? And what's the appropriate response to this person? Because this comment doesn't have anything to do with me and everything to do with them. They need healing. There's something wrong with them for them to say something like this. So,
Yeah.
what's an appropriate response? And then at that point, I either had an appropriate response, an authentic response, or I didn't feel the need to respond at all. I
Mm.
also didn't feel the need to remove them. I left them there
That's powerful.
because, and on some level, I think it gives them power to know that they got to you. And they got to you to the
Mm.
point where you had to block them. I've actually had people say to me, well, then just block me. I'm like, no, you have a right to your opinion.
Yeah.
And suddenly the
It
argument was
depends.
over
Yeah, if they're being real
because
nasty, I get worried about other aspiring singers or something that might be on my page, and then they get scared. Like, is this gonna happen to me? So it depends. I'll leave some,
I,
but some if it's like really, nah, you don't get to exist in my space.
yeah, I mean, if it's like super, bordering on criminally kind of nasty, then yeah, I would
Yeah,
deal with
yeah.
that. But
But what you said is
you know.
is truth, 100%. Yeah.
What about money? I mean, you said you made six figures before, so I don't think you really have any blocks around money. So would that kind of stardom career, bringing that kind of money, do you have any issues you think around that? I don't.
I made six figures in my last career. I have not hit that yet with music. So, and I've been full-time music for 4 years, and I hit six figures in my last business on year two. So I'm on year four with music. So I'm like, what's going on here?
Well, you got to get some higher paying gigs. I imagine, doing
Yeah.
some covers and songs for businesses. You know, I don't. None of our business what that pays, but
Yeah.
you got to. What are some? I've always said, and this is something my dad taught me, is find something you love to do and then find a way to make it pay. So,
Yeah.
what could you do that would make it pay? I mean, how do you get paid in the music industry? You do shows or you
Yeah.
sell your songs, right? People pay
Yeah.
money to listen to your music. Um,
Mm-hmm.
or all of this other stuff that you got going on that sounds so incredibly
Patreon.
brilliant, right?
Yeah.
So, I think over time that will build, and I think if you just keep doing you, you're going to get there. But I firmly believe you are not thinking big enough.
Yeah, I hear you. My husband helps me with that because people will ask me for something like brand deals have started popping up, and I did get my first like really high paying live performance. But I'll quote something in my head. I'll be like, I'm thinking of this, and he's like, no, like, have you looked up this company? Do you see how many employees? He's like, double it. And I'm like, okay, and so like I will, and they're like, yeah, no problem. Like they don't care, So you're right.
Right?
Like I just have to think bigger because what's the worst they can say? No. Okay, well let's negotiate backwards then. But yeah, I mean it takes up a lot. It's not just my time to go there or to do the event or to make the video for the brand, but it's everything I've put into building my platform. I'm here in this room like every day making stuff like, and I'm not getting paid for any of that. I'm just doing it to just put good juju into the world. And so the brand is paying for all that time that it took to build all this stuff, and all the other stuff. So yeah, that's a
Right.
good point. Think bigger.
Think bigger. Think.
Johnny Starseed. Oh my God, my high vibe homie. Sorry to interrupt. Johnny Starseed is another high vibe music creator. I'm obsessed with his work. Everybody go check him out. We're gonna collab at some point in life. Okay. End of story.
Awesome. That's the other thing is start seeing yourself collaborating with people who are going to take you on this ever upward trajectory as well. Start
Mm-hmm.
manifesting people to be put in your path that are going to take you in this direction.
Mm.
So,
I like that.
um, I don't even know. I don't even have a clue who that would be or what kind of person that would even be or why I even said that. But it obviously means
No,
something
that
to
makes a
you
lot
and
of
would be an
sense.
important thing to
Yeah.
you. Um,
Yeah.
that happens sometimes when I do this. I say things and I'm like, what? Where did that come from? That was one of those
Channeling.
things. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
one of those things. So think about what kind of people do you need to meet slash work with that are going to take you the way you want to go.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, start
Let me write
thinking in
that down.
terms of moments and events and visions of things that prove that what you want to have happen has happened rather than dollar amounts or numbers is my advice. And
Okay.
forget perfection. Life is not the military.
Yeah.
Okay. And
That
understand
couldn't
that,
be more true.
yeah, your inner child is a perfectionist because that was just a natural, you said it yourself, a natural part of who you were, and you thought everybody was that way. I can guarantee you we're not. And
Yeah.
and it doesn't matter. It
Yeah.
doesn't. And the single biggest piece of advice that has ever helped me is nothing has any meaning except the meaning we give it.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing has any meaning except the meaning we give it.
Right. Yeah, someone could appear and be like, "Oh, I hate Mark, he's awful," and then another person's like, "I love Mark, he's amazing." Like, who's right? You know, everybody just,
They're both right. They're both
yeah,
right. That's the thing. They're both right. And that's what
yeah,
all the people in your comments, the people that love you, the people that don't love you, they're all right. They're all
mm,
right, but their opinion has little to do with you, honestly, and everything to do
yeah,
with themselves and their background and their interests and their likes and dislikes and their trauma and their everything else that they're dealing with. I mean, when you sing that gospely vibe, and when you have that one video, there was the two guys that had they played some kind of jazz music, and then you duetted them, and you were just belting out this thing. And I was like, when I go and watch that video, it's just like my soul explodes. When you get in that lane, it's like, oh my
yeah.
gosh, how is this
My
woman not
husband
filling
says that. He's like,
stadiums?
He's like, there's this certain like note or place that you go where it's like it's the money spot where you can just like feel. He's like, stay there, go there,
Yes,
follow that.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Just really sit and, strip away all the crap, strip away the rules.
Yeah.
Strip away the rules. I've never said that to anybody before.
I like that. Put it on a
Strip
t-shirt. There
away
you
the
go. We're
rules.
talking about monetizing.
Strip away the rules. Forget the rules. Forget
Mm,
perfection. Forget, just do. Just be you and do. And know that people who are going to be your raging fans do want to see that process. They do want to see that
yes.
that imperfection. They do want to see you as a real person. They do want to
Hmm.
see your progress. They do want to see your success, and they wish that for you. And the others don't matter.
Right. I mean, I relate to that more when I see a creator who's like real and feels approachable and has mistakes and posts, the process and all that. I'm like, oh yeah. Like, but when I see someone who's perfect all the time, I'm like, I don't know. It's like it feels, yeah,
Yep.
feels like I don't know. Yeah, maybe not as relatable. So I need to remember that.
Wait, I'm sorry. Could you repeat that?
Perfection is not as relatable as being able to see those slip ups.
Yeah. Go look at my first video. If you have never
Okay.
seen my very first video, go look at it.
Okay, I'll go watch it. Your very first video you ever posted on
Very
TikTok?
first video I ever posted. It's
All
still
right.
there. All the way down to about, first one. And
Yeah.
realize that was a year and 3 months ago. And I
Yeah.
didn't start doing what I'm doing now until January of this year.
Hmm.
But a year and 3 months ago, I was that guy
Yeah.
that
On my
you're
Patreon, I show up like whatever because it's I guess because it's hidden. Like I never wear makeup. Like I literally will roll out of bed, hair's a mess, and I need to practice for a show. I'm like, hey guys, here we are, and I just start like doing my thing because I know over there like everybody loves me unconditionally. It's not a big deal, but like to show up that raw on social media, I'm like, I feel like people are just gonna bother me,
explore that
and
some
so it
more.
is, right?
Yeah, explore that some more. Why would showing up raw, besides the trolls, besides the negative comments, I mean, is that really it? Or is there something deeper? What's the
Yeah,
why behind the why?
yeah.
Was there a time in your past when you did show up raw and it went badly and you felt something horrible because that happened?
Right. Bow Wow Bill, I'm in San Diego, California. And yeah, in the very beginning of my career, I used to get made fun of for my facial expressions because, when I'm singing, I'm singing. And there was a quote that I heard later on that I feel like it cured everything. It was this like gospel singer who's amazing, and she was like, "You ain't singing unless you have your stank face in tow." And it was like pictures of her like just like going off in her singing, and none of the faces we make look great when we're singing, so it is what it is.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
maybe there's some of that still in there, but yeah, you're right, just keep asking why until you get to the root of it, and then I mean it's worked for me in the past to just push past your fears, like just do things that scare you every day until they're not scary anymore. Like it'll all be numbed after a while.
That is great advice right there. Just push past the things
Yeah.
that scare you until they don't scare you anymore.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love the conversations going on in the comments. Everybody's like vibing. You left San Diego County in January. Lived there most of your life. Nice. Where are you from, Mark?
Originally Southern California.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
then I went to high school in Southwest Missouri. I was in the military, hither and yon. Spent 5 years in Korea, and currently residing in Middle Tennessee.
When did you first start getting into all the manifestation and all that kind of stuff? Did you have something that was like, okay, this stuff works, and you really got into it,
Uh,
or?
yeah, I was 10 years old, and my mother fancied herself quite a psychic, and she took me to a psychic fair. And the psychic is asking me questions. or is telling me, giving me the reading, and then she starts asking me questions, and I'm answering her questions, and she's like, "You're special." She said, "You'll always have everything you need right when you need it."
Hmm. That's
And
interesting.
for most of my life, strictly interpreted the word need. And so I lived my
Mm.
life right on the edge of oblivion, but every time right before ruin, something would show up,
Yep,
right?
I've been through
And I
that. Isn't that
really wish
funny?
she had used the word want instead of need, but at the
Yeah.
point that I figured out that I could change that myself, I could change the word need to want, because if I want
Yeah.
it, then I need it. I need it for the thing that I desire. That's when
Yes.
things really changed, and I stopped living paycheck to paycheck, and everything else, changed for me. But
Johnny Starseed is from another dimension, he says. Yes. Love it.
what's
Won't
that?
we all? Yeah, I was commenting on a comment that someone said where they're from. They're from another
Oh,
dimension. I love that. That reminds me of that one. Tony Robbins gave this talk about achieving only what we expect to achieve, and that we
hmm
just need to raise our expectations. Whereas, like, most people are like, I expect to eat food every day, I expect to not die, so
hmm
they do their best to eat food, have a roof, not they get it. But if we were to raise it where it's like, I expect to make this much or do this or accomplish that, then you raise your expectations. You do what
hmm
it takes to, so you just have to raise that. And isn't that
right.
the
Well, it's
way?
like we
You
talked
just
about at
got
the
to raise it.
right? It's like we talked about at the beginning. You start on TikTok and you get 5 people in a day, and it's like, whoa, I got 5 people in a day. And then, that just
Yeah.
it grows and grows and grows. The more you go, the more you stretch yourself, the more that number grows with you. The same
Yeah.
is true in any area of your life. And you're all about affirmations, and I want to share a couple of my favorites with you. Um, Everything always works out for me. Even when it's not working out for me, it's actually working out for me. I just don't know it yet.
I love that. Yes.
And another one is, well, what a modified version of what the psychic told me when I was a kid, which is, I have everything I want and more right when I need it or before.
Ooh. Maybe put that into a song. Anything you want and more, right
Please,
where I need it before. I
I would
love
be
that.
honored. I have everything I want and more right when I need it or before.
Cool. Love it.
And then back in the day when we were living paycheck to paycheck and we were attempting to change our beliefs around money, uh, one of our battle cries that we started screaming around the house was just money from everywhere. Unexpected money from everywhere, all the time. Money from everywhere.
I like that too. I could see that. Money
Money
from
from
everywhere.
everywhere.
Johnny Starseed, we need to team up and make these some songs.
I literally got a $20 bill in my mailbox one day. I made a video about it. It's way buried in my
Oh,
page, but
nice.
literally one of my neighbors just put this random note in my mailbox. Just felt like I should put this here. I don't know if you need it or not.
Oh,
If you don't, do whatever you want with it. Pay it forward or don't or whatever. Just here.
yeah.
There's a random $20
That's
bill in my mailbox.
amazing.
Money from nowhere. I mean, I've got
Oh,
so
I
many
love
stories
that.
about that. Just expect it.
For the person who said nails, I have the shortest nails like ever. I just type really loud on my keyboard because he heard me like, and I can type without looking, and I type so fast.
Do you
So
have
that's
any
what that is.
do you have any favorites? Just like general ones like that you say all the time?
Um, I have like I usually say like I'm for my daily type stuff like I am consistent and dedicated towards my daily goals. Like I have ones like that help me stay focused and on track. My life motto has always been I put this in my bio since like the MySpace days. Like no matter what the weather, bring your own sunshine. Um, I've just never understood. Of course, I can understand it, but just letting something unravel you to the point of self-destruction. Of course, that's, it's a normal thing. We all go through it. Depression is a real thing. It's, but
Hmm.
I just try to always remember that, if we have a
Um,
choice.
yeah, here on my side, Miss Michelle, which affirmation did you want? They're asking me to say one of them again.
Yeah.
I have everything I want and more right when I need it or before. Is that the one? This live, by the way, is going to
Oh,
get posted on my YouTube channel. As soon as we're
all
done, you can go see the
right.
whole thing on my YouTube channel.
Hey.
Just you search Recalculator on YouTube. Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. Somebody else
Love
posted
that.
it for her. All right.
Yeah, this is cool. I'd love to do more stuff like this, and I love talking about high vibe stuff and do stuff on here other than singing and be able to
Right.
talk to people and
Right.
answer questions and find out about them, and yeah,
I
it's fun.
think I really, how can I put this? You
Like a TED
have
talk.
a calling. That's the word I'll use. I was going to use the word mission, but I think it's higher than that. I think you have a calling, and I think singing is part of it. It's a big
Hmm.
part of it, but I think it goes way beyond that.
It is so interesting that you say that, because talking about psychics, I had a web design client once and we were doing web stuff at a meeting at Starbucks. She's like, "Can I like go off the sidelines here for a second? Like I happen to be a psychic. Can I just tell you something?" I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "I know music is your goal." She's like, heard me talk about it. She's like, "You're gonna make it, but not in the way that you think." And I was like, okay. And I was almost offended by it because I was like, but not, what does that mean? But I think that goes along with what you're saying. It's more than music. It's like it's
You have
the
you when you said open for a high vibe speaker, my heart just fell when you said that, quite
really
honestly. Yeah.
interesting.
You are not the opening act.
Ah, I like that.
You are the
Yes,
reason
Bow
the
Wow. I
people
do
are there.
meditate.
You're the reason the people are there. You're
Mm.
not the opening act.
Yeah, like a joint thing even would be cool. Or maybe my own thing. Yeah, my own seminar. I don't know. Bring other high vibe people up there. Just have like a VidCon, but it's high vibe con or something.
Oh,
Ooh,
I love that idea.
that sounds amazing.
Right? High Vibe Con
Yeah.
with,
Oh my
oh my
God. And bring all the
Lord,
high vibe
we
creators and
claim that.
speakers and
Holy
oh
crap.
my gosh.
We have to make that
We
happen.
claim it.
It's
And
ours.
what's even more interesting is I have on my vision board that I want to win a Grammy one day, and they opened up the Grammy categories to have a new age category. And before it used to be for like different music that I didn't do, but it sounds like it's opening more and more to like high vibes going to be like its own category. I'm like, no shit. So it's
Yeah,
interesting.
you're not the opening act, sister.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay. I'll claim it. And so it is. Thank you.
You're the main attraction.
Ooh, I'm going to start writing that down.
Part part speaker, part
High Vibe
singer.
Con. Yeah,
High
speaker,
Vibe Con.
singer. Because
I
it's
happen to
funny you
know
say that too,
somebody
because
who's put on conventions like that in the
yeah.
in yeah. Um yeah.
Okay.
What would happen at High Vibe Con? People can't come to that in costume though. I mean, what
Yes, like
I'm
come dressed
thinking
as your
Comic
favorite
Con,
crystal.
right? Or something like that. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
I suppose you could.
I imagine like high priestess outfits and like yeah, like galactic come
Crystals
dressed as your
and
favorite crystal.
psychics
Like
and
yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
I got everybody
Yeah.
on my page. I don't know who follows you, but I got everybody on my page because they're all welcome. I don't discount anything,
Hmm.
right? Whatever is true for you is what's true for you. So, and I
Yeah.
welcome it. I mean, it might not be my cup of tea, but you're more than welcome. Come on, right?
Yeah, there's so many different modalities and ways that people approach all this.
That
It's
is
all
that is a holy
um
moment right there. Hey, Bob,
yeah. We should maybe like put it out there. Just post like, would you guys come to High Vibe Con? We're putting together a potential itinerary to start manifesting it, and who would you want to see there? What would you want to see there? And just start gathering some intel, maybe a list, and just start. I was gonna say start small, but no, start big. Start,
That is
yeah, once we have an idea, pre-sell some tickets and get the venue. And I don't
that
know,
is
I feel like I could work.
freaking scary as hell, and I have chills.
I really like that. Let's talk more about that and at least start getting some other creators on board and involved and just start talking about it. Just see where it goes. I would love that. Do some panels, some little little pop-ups, workshops, all that. Bow Wow Bill
I
is
just
down. He's our first attendee.
I just realized something somebody told me about. I don't
Variant.
know. It was back in February, March, just right when everything was starting. I met this nice lady on TikTok, and we ended up on a co-live like this. And for some reason, it didn't work right, and nobody could get in. It was just me and her, and it ended up being this very
Huh.
private, very revealing session. And she told me
Hmm.
something on there that I realize now this fits with.
Really?
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying, Variant. He said high vibe scene's a bit meh. I've been, yeah, trying to find another, because you hear the word high vibe a lot, and maybe it's a little like, okay. We'd have to figure out some names, but not to interrupt what you're saying, it sounds like there's some synchronistic moments between the conversation you had and what we're
Yeah.
talking about here.
Well, because one of the
Yeah.
things that I want
Variant,
to
submit
do is
some
I want to
ideas.
be the high vibe speaker, right? I want to be the speaker. I want to do the seminars. I want
Yeah.
to put on the events, and I want to do it all
Interesting.
around the world, right? Which is why I have a world map on my wall right there that says "Embrace the
I
Adventure."
love that.
Um, I want to travel around the world and be a speaker. And my group on TikTok is less than half American. It's more than half from all over the world because I manifested a global group. And uh, the thing that she said to me was, I said, I don't know how I make that happen. I don't know anything about how to put on a seminar or an event or something. And she said, it's a network. She's like, the word I'm coming up with is network. It's a like a group thing. That's how you do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the
Yeah.
High Vibe Con happening around the world would definitely fit that description.
And imagine how much good juju we'll be putting into the world with the mass consciousness coming together. We could even do like a moment of, I don't know, silence or intention or something where like the entire thousands of place venue, like their alarms go off. 3 o'clock. Here we go. Let's set an intention for the world. How cool would that be? I like conscious Johnny Starseed and Variant. That's good. You were saying that you don't
The
mind the
whole
word high vibe. You're talking
Yeah,
about
the
something
whole
else.
purpose of my group here on TikTok that I envisioned for it was to be a global force for good.
Look at that. So you want to put on events, I want to perform at events. Yeah, Variant. Hit me up. My email is Audrey at audreymusic.com or link in bio or whatever. I'm always open to discussion. Send me an email, a chat, whatever. Yeah, I would love to start building a list of interested people, ideas. Yeah, to just get together and vibe out. Yes, he does. Johnny Starseed said, "You sound like a starseed, Mark. Someone who came here to change the world or influence it in a good way." Bow Wow Bill used to run events for KBA Marketing. Right on. I feel like we have the makings. You've seen what TikTok can do.
Yeah,
If we get
I
all of us together, Johnny Starseed, my girl Veronica is a high vibe girl too. I know you have a lot of people in your network. I would love that.
God, I'm about to cry. Um,
I love it. Yes. Yes.
yeah, I have
It's happening.
I have run away from my mission for far too long.
Oh, come back to the promised land.
Go see my first
It's
video.
calling you. Okay.
Um, but yeah,
Oh, he's not
we
finished.
need to pursue this.
Yeah, I
How
would love to.
historic, how historic will this video be when that,
I know when it happens. Oh my God. And so it is. Variant, I just followed you so you can message me.
it's gonna happen?
It is. It's literally on my vision board to have. This is what I want in my life, and
This
we're
is,
realizing this together.
this is it.
Oh, I love this. You could tell. You know truth when you hear it. It just comes flowing out in tears. Johnny Starseed, Veronica's my best friend. You will love her.
All right,
Yes,
we have
glad
our
you guys
mission.
connected.
So we
Yes.
build our audiences so that we have our global audience ready to go, so that when we show up in their country, they flock to us, and we just pour out the
Yeah.
love.
Yeah, we'll start getting on Zooms. Whoever, wants to help be an organizer of it, we can start setting up Zooms, get a Google Doc together or something. I mean, the logistics don't even matter. It's going to happen. In a future reality,
We'll
it is
see.
already there. It's happening.
Yeah, that's what
So,
I know is I know I'm the idea guy. I'll show up and I'll do it. I'll inspire people all day. I'll speak. You know, I have ideas of what should happen, but I'm not the guy to make it happen. I'm not the logistics
mm,
guy, right? I
mm.
can't, I have
I
no
love all
talent
that
there.
stuff.
Yeah.
And background in I did web development for 10 years and graphic design and all that, so I can knock it out in that regard too. But we should focus on our brilliance work. I've left that world behind, so I'm manifesting all the right people so that I can sing, you can speak, I can do some speaking stuff too. Our brilliance work, because I don't want to create another. I've done that before, where it's like I have the chandelier syndrome, where bright shiny object syndrome, and I end up getting stuck like doing web development for an idea I have, and it's like no, let me attract the people who want to do the web. I'll do the singing and the
Exactly.
speaking. Yeah.
Yes. Where does what is it, your genius lie? And don't try to work in areas that are not your
Yeah.
area of genius. Yeah,
Yeah.
I waste
I
a lot of
went to a
time doing
seminar
stuff that
once.
yeah,
Yeah. There's like, you can be good at stuff, you can even be great at stuff, but you are brilliant at typically, one thing, your calling. So the more you can stay in your lane of brilliance, the better.
yeah. So,
This
Ms.
is
Audrey,
exciting.
lovely to meet
Yes.
you. Uh,
You
mm,
too. You
mm, mm,
too. We
yeah,
will we'll do this. Well, I feel like we could just start a list and of people interested of who might want to, co head this thing or speak at it or perform or just start building. Go from there.
get ready, people. We're coming.
High Vibe Con or Conscious Con coming to a city near you. And then Gary Vee will be asking you to speak at our event. No
Oh,
more me tagging
oh,
along to his.
oh, oh. Have we raised our sights a little?
Maybe
Wow,
a little.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, my mind is racing like a million miles an hour now.
Yes. I
That's,
know, it's
I
so exciting.
feel like we, I don't know about you, but I feel like I've found what I'm here for, what I'm on TikTok for.
That's amazing. Yeah, absolutely. There's no doubt that we connected for a reason. Out of the hundreds of thousands of high vibe creators on here and speakers and manifestors, here we are.
There's a word stuck in my head now, awakening. But awakening con doesn't sound right. But
You want to know something funny? The name of my first CD, The Awakening. Isn't that funny?
Wow.
Yeah.
Synchronicity.
I know. Hi, TLB. Nice to see you here.
You know what's even
Thank you
funnier is
for
I've
the
always wanted to
rose.
sing and never been able to. I can't carry a tune in a bucket, but I love singing, and when I'm alone, I'll just belt it out in the car, and it's horrible,
I'm
but
glad you
I
do.
don't care.
Doesn't
But
matter.
it brings
Yeah.
me joy.
Good.
Um, so yeah, so you're the part of me that I always wanted to be that I will never be because it's
Oh,
just not there. But that's okay.
yeah. But I'm glad you do it anyway. Everybody should sing no matter what. It's so therapeutic, so healing. You don't have to be the next American Idol. I mean,
Yes.
people have been singing since caveman days.
When I
It's what
sing
we
in front of
do.
my, let me put it this way, when I sing in front of my lovely wife, she says, "Stop singing, you'll wake up the mummies."
Well, there's a creator on here who does more like mantra style singing where it's like I don't chase, I attract, I da 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 da. It's
Oh,
like
yes,
chanting
yes.
kind of stuff.
Mm,
Yeah.
love that
Well, there's
stuff.
a few,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so you could even do that kind of stuff. We could, yeah, have like a music panel or a music room where people go in there and there's like drums and whatever and like we have there could just it's just so much stuff. There's so much stuff you could do.
We can go in so many different directions.
I know, it's insane. Yeah, Johnny. I forget his name. Michael Seven is one of them. A high vibe chant music creator. Yeah. There's so I mean that's this genre. I don't know. I mean, obviously because we're in it. I feel like I mean that's all I see on my algorithm is high vibe creators and content and these people, are gaining popularity. They have their own fan bases. Like I don't see why this wouldn't be a thing people would want to be a part of. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's plenty of people around the world.
Yeah.
There's, oh my gosh. I'm just,
Yeah.
I had no idea this conversation was going to go this way
Yeah.
at all. But I'm
Yeah.
so glad that it did. Okay, so aside from
Yeah.
that, aside from our new mission in life, um,
Yeah.
what do you think? Just first thing that pops into your head without filter, what do you think is your biggest belief that's stopping you from having all of that?
Oof. Um, I think I'm like we were saying before, I feel like I don't even know if perfectionist is the term, but back to like, how people their song blew up because they're like, man, this is the 10th time I've shared the same video on my feed and I just feel like I'm bothering people or like that's not entertaining enough or this and that. Like I think maybe other people's opinions maybe. I don't know because I do so much to get out there, but there's certain things that I know would take me even further. Like sharing the video 10 times, like who cares? Or hopping on live every day. Like even though I just woke up and I look crazy, like, hey guys, I just wanted to give you like a good
Do
message
it.
for the day. Like but it's
Do it.
like, oh, I gotta wait until I like shower and like put some makeup on and like if I would just forget all that and just show up as my true self with no makeup and hair looking crazy, then I feel like things like that would take me further.
You'll
I
be
just need to be
amazed at what will
show up
happen
more.
when you do that.
Yeah.
My best videos are the ones that download and beg to be made that I don't want to make.
Yeah.
The ones that I sit down and think I should make, the ones that I write, the ones that I produce, the ones that I meticulously put together, don't do squat. The ones that I
Yeah.
allow to come to me are the ones that do well. The one now that's going a million, I resisted it for a month.
Hmm.
A month that thing was in my head.
That's so funny. Yeah, because my 3 million one, it's still in a folder that is called shelved. Like I have these ideas and then I shelve it. I shelved it because I'm like, oh, this is an old song.
Let
Nobody's
those
gonna
out.
care. It's overdone. It has hundreds of thousands of covers. Why is anyone gonna care about mine? So I threw it
Oh,
in a shelved folder and then I ran out of content. I'm like, let me just finish this. I finished it and posted it and boom, it's my biggest video to date. And it's still in the shelves folder. I never moved it. It ended up being a polished song. It got mixed and mastered, all of that. I didn't move it into anywhere else. It's sitting in the shelves folder to remind me to stop shelving my brilliance.
so let me put it
Even
this
saying
way.
things like that, like I feel pompous saying like my brilliance. Like I need to get more comfortable just like who
Okay,
cares? Like,
maybe
you
there's
know,
something there then. Maybe there's
claiming
why
that.
why is that pompous to say my brilliance?
Cuz
I'm
I
an
don't want to make
awesome
other people
speaker.
feel
I
bad.
inspire people. I
Yeah.
have a gift for speaking. I am totally
Yeah.
comfortable saying that because it's true.
Yeah.
And
I
yes,
guess
it
yeah, I
sounds
don't want to make
arrogant
other
to
people
other
feel
people,
like
but I embrace it.
yeah.
It's my gift.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with saying
Yeah,
that?
the ABC one, Johnny. So what's what?
What's wrong with saying that? My
I know.
brilliance.
I guess it feels like I'm being pompous or like I don't want to make other people feel bad, like they're not brilliant or like I'm like I don't know, better somehow or something or I don't know. It's just
Go back and read our deepest fear again.
I
You
know.
playing small does not serve the world. When you let your
Right.
light shine, you unconsciously give permission to others to do the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
In my music I will. But if I'm talking to someone, I'll be like, "Hey, I'm Audrey. I'm amazing."
right? But
Yeah.
okay, here, if you gave somebody a present and they took your present and they went, huh, how would you feel?
I'll be like, "Oh, well, it's kind
And
of a
so
bummer."
then you give them another present for another gift giving occasion, and they go, I'm just going to put that here with the first one, and they never used it.
Hmm.
And then you give them another one, and you, oh yeah, that'll just go with the other two. And it'll sit there on the shelf. How many more times would you give them a present?
Probably not many.
Mhm. So when the universe gives you a gift, you should be grateful for it, and you should use it, and you should let it out
Yes.
into the world to do what it's meant to do.
Yes.
Because if you lock it up, you don't get any more.
Right.
So that video that I had in my head for a month, during that month, the videos I made none of them did anything particularly spectacular.
Hmm.
But that video was the one. When you're given something like that, when you talk about, getting these downloaded songs, I mean, that is such an incredible gift.
Yeah.
You being your authentic self and showing other people that it's okay to do that. You don't have to be perfect. It's okay to not be perfect. Just be you and do what you do. Every single human being on this planet has something. They have value. They have something to offer this world. And few actually do. And so if you are put into a position where you can offer this world your gift in all of its glory, let it out.
Do it. Yeah.
Do it.
For
Because
sure.
there is value even in the imperfection.
Mm-hmm.
And what is imperfect? What is imperfect?
Yeah. It's
Go
all
out into the
subjective. It's not
forest,
even real.
go out into the forest and point to the imperfect tree.
Yeah.
Point me to the imperfect tree. All trees do the
Doesn't
same
exist.
thing. They just fulfill the natural order of their purpose. And in
Mm-hmm.
doing so, they are perfect. And you cannot identify the imperfect tree. They are perfect in their imperfection. And so are we. If we are our true and authentic self, for better or worse, for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health,
Mm-hmm.
makeup or not, there's value in that.
Sounds like I need to
Because,
write a song about that for myself and for anyone else that might need the help. Perfectly imperfect. There we go. I'll give you 5%.
boom,
Yeah. No,
that's,
thank you for that download.
that's, yeah, I've never discounted channeling, but I've
Mm-hmm.
never really like embraced it either.
Yeah.
Kind of ambivalent, well, undecided. Let's put it that way, undecided. But
I'm
I,
so glad True Verse
from
said
time to
she
time,
needed
I
to see it
wonder where
too.
some of this stuff comes from that comes out of my mouth. I'll
Oh,
say that.
yeah. Have you watched other channelers?
I have,
Or not so much?
yeah.
Yeah.
Abraham
Yeah,
and
it's
and
fascinating.
people tell me I look and sound like the whoever the guy is that does. I think it's Bashar.
Yeah.
But I
I was
don't.
just
I'm like
linking him.
I think I went and looked at like one thing real quick just to see who they were talking about, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
that
fascinating.
whole idea is a little scary to me, but
Yeah. Well, it's obviously happening with you, so maybe lean into it. Trueverse, what are you all about? What are you passionate about? You said I needed to hear that too. Are you a performer or someone trying to get out there more with some hangups? And Veronica said this is why I haven't posted any belting on TikTok. Yes. You need to post your brilliance work too. My friend Veronica is a wonderful singer, but she doesn't post very much. So it sounds like a lot of people are resonating with what you were saying. So thank you.
let it out.
Yeah. Let it go. Let it go.
Oh,
Yeah, but I mean, I'm stoked. This was truly an inspiring video. She says, "Yes, I am. I need to be comfortable with my voice and just put it out there." Yes. There's so many people in this world. They're like it doesn't somebody needs you and your voice in your own unique way and the message that you have and the way that you say it, and it's not about like someone being better or worse of a singer or this or that. It's about the connection. There are so many songs that stand the test of time where the singers aren't like Mariah or something like that. It's like the Beatles, like they have great voices, yeah, but I mean, technically on a scale of like notes, there are better singers, but their songs resonate with so many people. So yeah, there are
right,
people out there that resonate with you guys, and same with me. I'm self-soothing as I'm saying this. So, do you want to build a snowman? Do you want to build a high vibe conference? Who's gonna perform and play? We'll have speakers over there and over there. They'll have lots to say. Thank you. I appreciate that. Cool. Yeah. Oh my God, we're gonna need a jingle for High Vibe Con. So we'll have to start thinking about that. You'll need to put your little sayings, your markisms on t-shirts and sell them.
merch.
Yeah.
I have been thinking
Yeah.
about merch lately in classes and things. I got to get that stuff
Yeah.
going.
Yeah. This has been
Oh,
really awesome, Mark. Thank you so much for existing.
you're
It's been really
amazing.
cool. Thank you. I claim it. I accept.
And you, yeah. I hope that message that you're not the opening act. I hope you get that.
It really did. Oh my God, it really did. It was so interesting that you said that because I feel like I've come from that space for a long time. When I first started to get into music, I was looking for band members. Like a guitar player called. He's like, "Hi, I play guitar." He's like, "What do you do?" I'm like, "I'm just the singer." He's like, "Just the singer?" Like this is when I was like 17. I started saying stuff like it's just so silly. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah. So no, I'm not opening. I am the
You're the
average.
main attraction. Yeah. Seriously,
Yeah.
when you said that, my heart
Yeah.
fell. I was just like punched in the gut. I was like, no, you're what? No.
Thank you for correcting me. Cancel, delete. Cancel, delete. Here.
I mean,
Cancel, delete.
maybe as a stepping stone,
Yeah. Yeah.
pay some bills while we put High Vibe Con together, but
Yeah.
uh, live, live the life you've imagined. The universe is going to conspire for our good. I
Yeah.
This is going to happen.
Oh my God. It is. I got chills. You got chills. People in the comments are
Yeah,
excited.
yeah.
We'll start building a list and we'll make it I have so many people in mind that I would love to see there, love to see speak, perform,
And we're just going
interact
to
with.
go around the world from city to city and country to country and just,
Yeah. And watch, crime rates are going to drop in the cities we go to because we're just going to bring so much good juju to that area. We're like, yeah.
oh,
It'll be cool. I'm so excited. Good deal.
what a
And so it
business to
is.
be in. What better
I
business to
know.
be in? Tell me what better
Yeah.
job in the world would there be than putting on a conference full of love and excitement and motivation and awakening and spiritual enlightenment.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
The time is
Anyway, I
now.
never want to get off of these things. I never know how to say.
I know.
And
Same
I did.
here.
I last Saturday I was on for 5 hours straight
Oh my gosh.
without a break.
Yeah. I'm gonna be going out of town, so I'm actually working this weekend. I've piled on some session work and I have to practice and blah blah blah. So I'm I'll I'll,
Yeah,
I'll help us go. But yeah, this was amazing. I'm glad that universe brought us together. And Johnny Starseed, thank you so much for being here. You are absolutely invited to the cookout, to the High Vibe Con. You got to perform. It'll be awesome.
I,
Yeah, we'll gather a list. We'll be in touch. I will email you and we'll just start moving forward. And so it is.
and so it is.
Yeah.
This is this is like being on a roller coaster. It's terrifyingly exciting.
Yeah. I love it. I love being slightly uncomfortable like that. It's exciting.
I tell people all the time, you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, we only live once. I mean, what else are we going to do while we're here? Might as well throw a high vibe con and have a blast, you know?
Right?
Yeah,
Might as well.
might as well.
What? Might as well. Like it's okay. Let's just do it.
I guess we'll just do that now.
Okay. We'll
Good
just
deal.
we'll just help the world wake up.
Yeah, no big deal.
Ain't nothing but a thing, right?
Yes. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's an absolute pleasure, Mark. And for
You too.
anybody watching who follows me, definitely go check out Mark. He has really amazing manifestation and
Vice versa.
affirmation and all mindset content. And you'll be seeing him soon on a High Vibe Con stage near you.
And I was gonna say, and watch out for High Vibe Con coming to a country near you.
Yeah. Yep.
What? All right. Have a beautiful day.
Cool.
It
Well,
has
and
been my
you
pleasure.
too.
Thank you, my
Yeah.
friend. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Burgess, Johnny, Veronica, everybody. Ash, who just joined us. We'll see you guys around online. We'll be in touch. Bye.
Bye.